Hello every pony, this is Pony StemCell with StemCellReads. Sorry for not letting you hear that one for a while. Today I want to read some chapters from Poetry from Equestria and Beyond by LyraAlluse. Each one is an independent poem. The whole collection is rated everyone, tagged comedy, dark, random, romance, slice of life and tragedy. Here you can see the chapters I will read. Character tags are self-explanatory with this one, as you may have noticed. By clicking on the titles, you can now skip to the individual chapters if you wish, although I recommend to just enjoy all of them. I think this is kind of an experimental project for the author, which led to me trying some new stuff on my own. If you like this reading, the presented chapters, or want to read the other ones as well, make sure to visit the author on fanfiction and leave a nice comment there. Enjoy. Foalhood Unvisited by Princess Luna. Ask me about my foalhood, and I will tell you I've forgotten it. Somewhere, in an old battered chest, tucked away, in a place I can't find it, even if I searched it out. In a room I've hidden the key to, the place I store nightmares. Stories of lost friendships, segments of family no longer connected, or epics of court duties that didn't work out. That place I keep sealed off, dark, dusty, unvisited. Unwelcomed for ponies to stay in, concealed from prying eyes. A place of sacred reverence, like the prayers we offer to the dead. Enclosed by a garden where nothing grows but the misery those relics left behind. Tears of Regret by Princess Celestia. Sunset. Now that you are gone, I don't know what words to say. I didn't really know you long, so why am I sad you've gone away? Our bonds were lightly tied, but my heart ripped just the same when I learned you packed up all your books and left Canterlot that day. I wish you would have reminisced on the small time that we shared before you left this mystic realm, thinking no one cared. I wish I could have said some words that saved you from your fate, but as I cry in solitude, I realize it's too late. But though I barely knew you, rest easy knowing you're a part of the precious box of memories I keep closest to my heart. I stand by sunset shimmer. I stand at the shore of a vast ocean of voices, crashing, booming, moving like waves, and I wonder why some long for the ocean when it is all around us. Perhaps they fear they will drown if they do not cautiously approach it, for many a sacred thing has been lost to the unforgiving sea. Perhaps that is why I feel lost, afraid the waves will never take me home, or to a place that feels like home. Afraid the waves will swallow me up, and before my voice is heard, will be swept away by the ebbing tide. I stand at the shore of a vast ocean of voices, yelling, screaming, squawking like seagulls, and after letting my tears fall into the waves, I turn away. Away from the faces and voices that are so foreign to me now I cannot remember their names. And before I journey into the desert, set aside for broken promises and lonely souls, I cannot help but wonder why some long for the ocean when it leaves you stranded in the end. The Creature by Sweetie Belle. The horrid beast let out a groan as it tumbled from its bed, and with one grubby hoof it scratched its shaggy head. Its eyes were red and bloodshot, drool hung from its gaping jaw, as it staggered down my hallway and let out a mighty yawn. It dragged its hairy hooves across my kitchen floor, as if it suffered some defeat from a great equestrian war. It voyaged down my staircase toward my basement room, growling as it waddled by, and tripped upon a broom. And then that mangy creature stumbled through my bathroom door, and as it looked into the mirror, its jaw dropped to the floor. It flung its chest onto the counter and reached out for the light. As I came around the corner, body chilled in fright. And when the light came on, a brightly colored beam, I saw the creature's face and I let out a scream. But when I saw the creature's eyes, I gave the beast a great big kiss. And then, with much relief, I said, "Good morning, sis." Just Believe by Twilight Sparkle. Did you ever wonder how life might be if every pony took the time to believe in all of the wonders of the world we live, like magic, dreams, and the love we give? Did you ever wonder about the past and why each of the legends faded fast, replaced with logic to help explain the magic surrounding our world, like rain? Did you ever wonder how life might be if we all sat down with a cup of tea and looked over an old book that contained the answer to all of life's mysteries unexplained? Did you ever wonder what the present would be like if we let all of our ambitions take flight, guiding us through jagged rocks of doubt, keeping all of our true faith out? Did you ever wonder how life might be if every pony followed their deepest dreams and always looked to their heart to find the answers they've lost to the tides of time? Did you ever wonder what the future would hold if the small and meek learned to be bold and took a stand for the lesser pony, standing tall, hoof in claw? Yes, I wonder indeed how life would be if ponies could finally see the wonders that life has to give in this short time we have to live. But there's no need to wonder where we've misplaced the 1001 magic lairs of phoenixes and dragons in this world of blue, because finding the magic is up to you. So hold your dreams close to your heart, and surely they will never part. For all you need to do is believe, and the magic you seek will be there to receive. A Simple Truth by Swirl the Bearded. The one thing I have discovered about life is that I know nothing. This might seem shocking, as I have lived for many years, but I regret to inform you that it is true. Well, I suppose there is one more thing that I have learned about life. 100 years down the road, I will still know nothing. And as shocking as this may seem, it is a universal truth. You think knowledge is power? Question these things. Question the years that you have been put in your place by the trials of life. Question your existence, your concept of truth, your government, your friends, your family, and you too will be shocked to discover that you know nothing. In this thing called life, I am shocked that I can still accomplish everything in truth knowing as little as I do. Just imagine how turning nothing into something could shape me if I worked on this principle the rest of my years. I can seek frivolous things and come up with empty truths, but looking within my innermost self can open years of knowledge, though I still know nothing. At least, that nothing is one step above the shocking ignorance found in fleeting mortal life. I seek universal things beyond mortal comprehension. The problem is that my mortal shell-shocked mind cannot comprehend it. Therefore, all I can do is live with the truth that after all these years I still know nothing. Living with the shock that I really know nothing at all, these years of wisdom have humbled me and oddly comforted me too. Look within your own life and you may find this simple truth. First Live by Lyra Heartstrings. It's my first live in a long time, maybe ever, and I just realized that I forgot my sustaining pedal and amp and microphone and keyboard stand and probably my nerve, and all I have is a notebook filled with cruddy song lyrics and poems. But I do have a keyboard and my voice and some of my wits about me, so I go up on stage, a bit afraid, because this is my first live in a long time, maybe ever. And the ponies in the crowd don't know me from Tom the Rock, and most of them aren't listening anyway. They're engrossed in talk or thoughts, or way too much apple cider, and the open mic sound pony is drinking apple cider too. But he's pretty cool and brings me a table to sit my keyboard on, and a chair that takes the place of a bench, and he plugs my keyboard into an amp and gives it power with a spare power cord, and he sets me up with a mic, dims the lights, and sets me free to create something. And the audience below kind of responds, but is mostly busy with the things mentioned before, and I feel alone. Sitting at this keyboard I play every day. I know every note too, except when I'm at open mic night at Charlie's, so I give a brief introduction and start to play in the wrong key, and I apologize and start playing in the right one, and my song seems contrived because I don't have my pedal drawing out the notes. But at least my voice is okay, and I still have some of my wits about me, and I think it's going pretty well considering this is my first live in a long time, maybe ever. And the song ends, and the mares and stallions clap their hooves out of obligation, and the sound pony tells me to play another song, so I pull one out of nowhere and start to play. But it is obvious that it isn't finished, and not even I know where it is going. And the audience stops talking or drinking, because even they know I have no idea what I'm doing, and most of them probably think it's intentional because they laugh or they clap or just scratch their heads trying to figure out the deeper meaning. But there is no deeper meaning, I'm just unprepared, but still I think I'm doing pretty good considering it is my first live in a long time, maybe ever. And when I get to the end of the song, more ponies clap, because they figure it was a comedy act, and everyone needs a good laugh, and the sound pony asks if I want to do one more song, and I ask if I can read a poem instead, and he says, sure, why not? And is probably thinking you can't mess up a poem, but oh, how wrong he is, because for the first 5 minutes I can't find the poem, and then when I finally find it, there are only a few minutes left, so I start reading it fast, like a Trenderhoof radio broadcast, and some ponies see the connection and aren't amused. But I keep reading the poem as fast as I can. I figure I've got to preserve this life somehow, and this poem is the best I've got. And even though it's spit out faster than the trademark Pinkie Pie rap, the content is good and powerful, and I'm hoping will save my failed attempt to be a piano goddess, something I always am except when I'm playing live at Charlie's on Tuesday night, and my nerve is not here, and all of my equipment is missing except for my voice, an old keyboard, and a notebook filled with cruddy song lyrics and poetry. And I get to the end of the poem, and it touches some hearts, and some ponies are still trying to figure out what I said, and others are too drunk on apple cider to know I've stopped reading the poem and still listening, and the sound pony tells me my time is up, and I thank him for letting me perform as I gather my keyboard, notebook and wits and leave the stage. And the audience claps out of obligation, and as I walk away from the disaster I get bitten with the bug, the performance bug, the open mic night at Charlie's bug, and I think to myself that didn't go so bad. It was my first live in a long time, after all, maybe ever. And considering I had no equipment or nerve, I think I did rather well. I'll have to come unprepared more often. I think this as I walk away from the bar I performed in front of ponies who are all too drunk on cider to remember me and all the thoughts I brought to my first life in a long time, maybe ever. That certainly won't be my last. Thank you for listening. I'll try not to keep you waiting so long for the next one.